The San Francisco 49ers over the last 4 years have been as good as you can possibly be without winning it. They've lost 2 Super Bowls. They've lost 2 NFC Championship games. So every year, they've made the playoffs. They've won playoff games. They've won big playoff games. But they still no ring on the 49ers' fingers, despite all of that success. 9 Pro Bowlers last year for San Francisco. All 9 return in 2024. All 11 starters back on offense for the 49ers. This was number 2 in offensive yards last year, a team that was number 2, and number 3 in points scored last year. Head coach Kyle Shanahan, GM John Lynch, they're in year 8. This is a stable organization, a stable franchise. Where do the 49ers go from here? Let's talk about it. 2024 NFL team previews. Teddy Covers from WagerTalk.com, breaking down all 32 NFL teams, and I'm doing it early in July for a reason. This content, I know you guys are. Look, once it comes to the NBA, the MLB All-Star break, people start getting hungry for football content. I like doing it early because nothing changes between July, end of the middle of June through the beginning of training camps in the NFL. So the earlier you can get your work done, the earlier you can get your bets in before the markets start to move, before everyone else starts to look at the same stuff that you've just been looking at and go, oh, wow, this team's really good, or oh, wow, this team's really bad. So for me, July crucial when it comes to the NFL, and that's why my NFL season win report is already out and available. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. Let's talk about the 49ers right now, once again, lined as one of the highest win teams in the NFL, as one of the favorites to win the NFC, as the favorite to win the division, as one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. San Fran, on paper, every bit as good, if not better, than they've been during this tremendous run, where they've been in the NFC Championship game each of the last 4 seasons. Again, when you have 9 Pro Bowlers and you're able to restructure everyone's contract, that all 9 of them can come back, that doesn't happen a whole lot. And it has everything to do with Brock Purdy being on that rookie deal. When a rookie QB can play and you don't have to pay him, it makes all the difference. And that's what's happened with Kyle Shanahan's squad. You have Purdy back. Obviously, you're talking about Deebo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, the number 1 pick, Ricky Pearsall out of Florida. It's a good-looking skill position talent group for San Fran. And Purdy, there was no sophomore slump. He was good last year, just as he was as a freshman, just as he was in college for that regards. The offensive line, Trent Williams allowed only 34 sacks. The team allowed only 34 sacks. Trent Williams didn't allow 34 sacks. The team allowed 34 sacks last year, 6th in the NFL. They were number 3 in rushing yards per game. Williams is back this season as an elite offensive line. And again, I want to talk about Purdy. He's 4-2 in the playoffs. He's 21-5 overall as a starter. You got a decent backup in Josh Dobbs. He can win a game. Last year, avoided turnovers. San Fran finished plus 10 in turnover margin. That was tied for 5th in the NFL. And while Purdy is not the be-all or end-all of elite QBs in the NFL, 21-5 as a starter, that makes noise to me. That matters, at least, for this better. I'll talk about San Fran's defense and scheduling in just a minute. Again, I do want to promo, give you guys a chance to know a little bit about my season win report. 100 wins, 50 losses, 3 pushes over the last 23 seasons. I started doing it in 2001. 16-4, 80% with the 5% big ticket releases for the 5% for the season win report. And my season win report is up and available right now. WagerTalk.com. You can take $20 off that report. Use promo code REPORT20. And again, we put it out now because you can get the numbers now. A month from now, I don't know if that's going to be the case. So if you're jonesing for NFL content, you're jonesing for NFL stuff. The other good thing about all my notes for all of these teams, for all these team preview videos have come from the work that I've done preparing my NFL season win report. You don't just get the plays, you get the analysis that goes with it, and that's analysis that will help you make money all year long. You'll see, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Go take a look at the free play at wagertalk.com on my page, wt.buzz/TC. The only thing I'd ask for, if you want to get the package, I love it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take $20 off, report 20. But the one thing I will ask you for is a like. If you like this content, just give me a like. It makes all the difference with the YouTube algorithms. Thank you. Comment below. I'll be back throughout the month of July to answer comments, answer questions, reply by all means. And of course, there's more than 160,000 of you who subscribe to the Wager Talk YouTube channel. If you haven't done so, do it now and join. Look, I'll be honest, all right? There's a bunch of really crappy content that you can find, not just for football, for all sports. We don't have that. We got pretty good content. Some of it's really good content. WagerTalk.com, Wager Talk YouTube channel. I encourage you. Be more, 160,000 subscribers. You know, that's 3 times more than Twitter followers than I have, Teddy_covers. All right, let's talk about San Fran's defense. Again, this team has been absolutely elite. And you expect when a team's been at this level, elite, at some point it's going to be a drop-off. I don't see it on defense. I don't see it on offense. Last year, defense number 3 in points allowed, number 8 in yards allowed. And they still fired Steve Wilkes, defensive coordinator, after the season. Of course, they were number 1 in both categories in 2022. They promoted Nick Sorensen. He's the 4th new defensive coordinator in the last 5 years. But the system is basically the same. All right. And, of course, they brought in Brandon Staley, the former Chargers head coach, as well as a defensive advisor. He's a pretty good defensive mind, even if he goes for it on 4th down all the time. And fails with the Chargers again and again in that regard. Pro bowlers on defense, you betcha, every level. Nick Bosa at the edge rusher, Fred Warner at linebacker. You got Chavarius Ward. You have Talanoa Hufanga at safety. The defensive tackle, Dacian Hargrave. I mean, there's a ton of high-end talent on this team. Defensive line also has 5 newbies. Including edge rushers Leonard Floyd and defensive tackle Malik Collins. So, the free agents, they signed a linebacker, Devondre Campbell. He was an all-pro with Green Bay back in 2021. Dre Greenlaw in the secondary, he's still recovering from his injury in the Super Bowl where he tore his ACL. Made a big difference if you had the Kansas City Chiefs in that game, like I did after Greenlaw got hurt. He's still hurt now. I don't know if he's going to be ready for the start of the regular season. Of course, the cornerback, DeCamadre Lenoit, the number 2 pick, Renardo Green out of Florida State. Even with Greenlaw's injury, this is not a team that has a whole lot of weaknesses. They're not. There is one concern that stands out. The 9 Pro Bowlers we talked about for San Fran last year. They missed a combined 7 starts. Really, really healthy. The 49ers in general stayed really healthy last year. So can they do that 2 years in a row? That's a question mark. We talk about the history of the NFL. Okay, this is the San Fran team that lost the Super Bowl last year. The history of the NFL. 3 teams have won the Super Bowl the year after losing it. The 1971 Cowboys, the 1972 Dolphins, and the 2018 Patriots with Tom Brady. That's it. So the history for teams like San Fran off a Super Bowl loss isn't particularly good. That being said, 49ers are still loaded. The NFL's got them front and center. They play 6 night games, 3 December 1st and after. So it's not like they're looking at San Fran as being, get all the night games early. No. All year long into December. They have a Week 10 bye, which is probably perfect in the modern era. NFC North and AFC East are the 2 other divisions beside the NFC West that they face this year. The 3 extra games, all tough. Kansas City, Dallas, at Tampa. And they do have a tough finish if we see injuries for San Francisco this year. Think about what they got to do to close out the campaign. At Green Bay, at Buffalo, Chicago, the Rams, at Miami, Detroit, at Arizona. That's not a gimme after gimme down the stretch of the campaign for San Fran. Look, this team's loaded, all right? Hard for me to bet the 49ers under. But from a value standpoint, they're priced as the best team in the NFL or one of the 2 best teams in the NFL with Kansas City. They look like that on paper. It's hard for me to bet against teams that are the best. But San Fran, from a depth standpoint, worth paying attention to. They may not be an elite team if injuries start to strike at any point this season. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you give me a like, I really appreciate it. Check out the website, wagertalk.com. Check out my page, wt.buzz/TC, and take $20 off this year's NFL Season Win Report with promo code REPORT20. There are 31 other NFL team preview videos right here on your screen. Click another one now, and thanks for watching.